Alright guys, this is a long plane review for Arcade Flight Simulator on the AMSTRAD CPC, and it's a budget game from Codemasters. And for some reason as a kid I was obsessed with F-14 Tomcat planes, perhaps from watching Top Gun, I don't know. So that box art was enough to capture my imagination and part of my pocket money. And this is a short little game guys, there's only sort of about 10 minutes worth of gameplay footage. But it's a decent enough little budget game. It was alright for $2.99. Now here's the title screen with some lovely music from David Whittaker as always. And it's a variation on that those magnificent men in their flying machines. And if you want to listen to the music in full, then you can do so at the end of this video. Now this calls itself Arcade Flight Simulator. Codemasters had a tendency to slap on the word simulator on tons of their games, and it can be anything further from a simulator at all. Now this is a very simple sort of blasting shoot 'em up game. And it's based over 3 world wars. You fight in World War I, World War II, and an apparent World War III, which we're pretty much in at the moment anyway. But anyway, this World War III set in Africa, funny enough. Oh well, not too far away from where we're currently in. And another little feature in this game is that you can actually have 2-player dogfights in this game, and that gave this game a much longer shelf life for me, because me and my mates used to have massive battles on this game. Anyway, let's start this off, and here we go. World War I, in a little white biplane there. And basically guys, you've got to shoot down a set number of enemy planes. Here we've got to shoot down 10 planes. I got the first one there. And you can change your altitude, flying up and down, but of course don't fly too low or you'll fly into the trees or buildings. But you'll need to adjust your altitude to like pick up the fuel there, to fly low and pick that up. And when you've destroyed enough planes, oh there you go, I'm just going for some fuel. So it swoops down and picked up some fuel, and when we've done killed the set number of planes, we have to fly back to our little runway strip and pick up a bomb waiting for us, and then fly over and drop it over the enemy base at the end of the level. Quite a simple little concept, but it's quite fun. Now I've run out of ammo, so I'm landing back on my runway strip there. Be very, very careful to land and pick it up. Ooh, there you go, full ammo clip, and very nearly flew into the trees. Ooh, running out of fuel there. Now this is a little bit unusual in that you can basically fly off the edge of the screen and you warp around to the other side, like that black plane just did a second ago. So it's constantly scrolling vertically, only scrolls vertically, sorry. And further down from where I am there is just an ocean, and that will eventually warp around to the top anyway. It was quite long, so you don't want to be sort of caught there without enough fuel. And there we go, so we picked up the bomb. I'm just flying to the enemy base, and we're going to very carefully deploy the bomb. And that's World War I over. There we go. Base has exploded, and historic battle victoriously won. Aha! So on to the next level, which is World War II. And this time in World War II we've got 2 bases to destroy, and the planes have changed. What are we in? I think we're in Spitfires now. And this time, obviously, the planes, your enemy planes, are a little bit more devious, and you both can fire a lot more bullets out, and they're a little bit quicker, and they can easily sort of swarm around you if you're not too careful. That was a bit close. So I'm constantly sort of like moving around and also ducking and diving. And it becomes quite a cool little dogfight. We've just got that one plane left there, but we've just run out of ammo. So we need to land back on our ship there, pick up some more ammo. There we go. Now, I played this game a lot as a kid. Don't know why. It's quite a simple little game. I don't know why I played it so much. Perhaps just because of the simplicity of it all. And I'm not pretty good at this game. It's actually quite difficult. I've done this long play without losing a life, but it took me quite a lot of goes. You can easily get caught unawares and blown out of the sky. There we go, first base. Okay, so we've got one more base in this level to go, and 10 more planes to shoot down. So yeah, this isn't really much of a simulator at all. That's just Codemasters' typical advertising tricks. But to be fair to them, it kind of worked. You know, it was the 80s, everything had to be bigger and louder. And I guess there was a lot of budget companies around at the time, and Codemasters really nailed their marketing. Even if they're basically their game titles and stupid slogans they used to put on the back of the boxes and on the box art was a little bit outrageous and stupid. You know, it got people's attention, it got them noticed, and you know, and I think I'm right in saying they pretty much became the biggest budget company for 8-bit games at least. And went on to do pretty well for themselves in the 16-bit market. And I think they're still around to this day, actually. I think the Darling brothers are still in charge. They probably amalgamated with a few other companies over time or whatever. I might actually have a look at a few more Codemasters games. They did some really quality stuff. I mean, they're probably the best of the bunch from the original budget, you know, software houses. There's plenty of budget re-release companies like Hit Squad Promotion and stuff, but Codemasters are producing original games and did it very well. But yeah, Codemasters are still around to this day. Just trying to find out some more information about them online. Well, you can read it yourself. Anyway, on to World War III, and we're in F-14 Tomcats. Everything gets a little bit faster and tougher, and also your missiles start to home in slightly on the planes, as well as the enemy fire on you. So be really careful. Not quite as easy to pick off as well. And for World War III, we've got 3 bases this time to destroy, so basically 3 rounds of 10 planes in a base, 30 planes to knock down. And it's much tougher to sort of manoeuvre behind them, so you can get your, especially if you've got one plane sort of homing in like that one is. He's not letting me go at all. We're just going in circles basically. No, I'm going to run out of ammo and fuel shortly. Oh, there you go. Right, pick up the bomb. Oh yeah, of course, the your F-14 Tomcat, it dives a lot and climbs a lot quicker than the other planes, so just bear that in mind. You can often be wanting to duck and end up sort of flying straight into the floor, into the ground, sorry. Now the graphics are pretty simple stuff. They've used mode 1, which basically means sort of higher resolution, smaller pixels, but less colour. They only have 4 colours to choose from, but they've done it pretty well. Can't complain for a budget game too much. Oh, that was close. And the sound effects are pretty decent as well. Not a huge amount going on. The scrolling, the vertical scrolling is alright. It's fast. It's not amazingly smooth, but it does the job. Frame rates are not amazing. Looks like it's probably scrolling at a few pixels at a time. Of course, the excellent music on the title screen from David Whittaker is certainly of note, as always. Controls are nice, tight and responsive as well. And there's no sort of real lag on the go or anything like that. Now this is, I think it's pretty much identical to the Spectrum version. The Commodore 64 version differs in that it's horizontally scrolling instead of vertically. So you walk around the top and bottom of the screen. That version doesn't look too bad, but possibly the AMSTRAD version just nudges it. Just feels a little bit, just feels more right with it sort of scrolling vertically than it does horizontally. There we go. Just swooping in low there, just to make sure I don't miss. All right. This is the final battle of World War III. Hurrah! The last base to go. We've nearly done this. So I suppose I better sum up a little bit of a review. Well, I kind of mentioned everything that's been mentioned really about the game. This is a cool little fun budget game, and it's got some extra sort of play value with the sort of 2-player dogfights you can have, and that was quite fun and well done. So yeah, I'm gonna give this 7.5 out of 10 because it's a cool little budget game. Sometimes the most simplest things are the most fun things, and they've done this pretty well. Alright, okay, final bomb and final base. Just coming up, there we go, and blam! And that's it. Hurrah! Historic battle victoriously won again. But guys, no sort of end game completion. It just sort of loops around again. So I'm just going to kill myself and show you the high score entry. And I think I'll leave it at that. I might have a look at some more Codemasters games. Good to see a British gaming company still going, because there's very, very few of them in existence anymore. So good on Codemasters. And decent little game, 7.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching.